Magora bengi umwancho omurigiriana okwanire andonsi asobrate na nkwariganie Ayaatekire Chinsa Ikomi cha urumaro basinchira yobwenge eriane Bonface Ongeri kabananche Ikomi elio.
Aya na Ayaatekire Chinsa Ikomi ya Kisi TV.
Etaro yomuraibi nsomuske William Ruto asorongora Mount Kenya niwe yasohera asiritukolia kanerero abo asaba kakukwanira amenyi bechinsemo aime county ya Embu na wege county ya Tharaka Nithi kakukwane me county ya Tharaka Nithi omuraibi nsomuske Ruto nigo arali okwero kwaye gukwa watani aba Kenya bonsi asata birobuna nigo airwete kwenekelia aba Kenya cross chinsemo amagendro enkwana yaba boigo kegosirwa amunomokonyo muraibi nse Professor Kithure Kindiki.
Mimi nataka niwaambie watu wa Tharaka. Huyu Professor Kithure Kindiki sio deputy president wa Tharaka, na sio deputy president wa Tharaka Nithi, na sio deputy president wa Mulima, na sio deputy president wa kona fulani. Huyu ni deputy president wa Republic of Kenya. Sawa sawa. Na ananisaidia kufanya kazi ya Kenya. Na kazi ya Kenya ni kuunganisha jamii zote za taifa letu la Kenya, kuwafanyia kazi counties zetu zote za taifa letu la Kenya, kwa sababu Mungu anajua ni kwa sababu gani jamii zilizo Kenya ziko Kenya. Na mimi kama kiongozi wa taifa hii nimesema ya kwamba nitawaunganisha jamii zote za Kenya, ndogo na kubwa, kutoka sehemu zote, dini zote, counties zote, kwa sababu Waswahili wanasema umoja ni nguvu.
Mimi ni naibu rais wako kukusaidia kuendesha kazi ya Kenya. Lakini nikiendesha kazi ya Kenya, hata hii sehemu is part of Kenya. Kweli si kweli? Kweli si kweli? Kwa hivyo nikifuatilia barabara za Pwani na Rift Valley na Nyanza na Western na Northeastern na sehemu zile zingine zote, hata hapa Mlimani, hata hapa Tharaka Nithi, nitafuatilia government projects on behalf of President Ruto. Si namna hiyo? Si namna hiyo? Kwa hivyo hata ile mambo umesikia rais bado hajataja, msiwe na wasiwasi. Naona wengine wanasema sijui hajataja ile, hajataja. Don't worry. Sasa hii dunia yote ya Kenya, kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, kwa hii serikali, there is only one person who can contradict me. There is only one person, by the grace of God na ile heshima rais amenipatia. The only person who can countermand me is President Ruto.
Ababunge nigo bachakiriye omuroberi obukobone nkia abariki bechiwizara abo bachoro nomurebe nsomuske William Ruto bangoiga omuroberi yo niyo kagerewe chakwendera gwikalit kolia Jumatatu ikego cha chingaki ababunge barengete komanya ebirengo bya masomo nabayigo bumanyi babariki abo bechiwizara gocha sechiwizara chiabo igati abali aba bakunenke wali tkolera ngamona Stephen Isaboke oyo bakago chorwa gocha ase wizara ya mangana yoberania.
Stephen Mutari, that the evidence I shall give before this committee on the matters under its consideration shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I joined the Malchus group as the first Kenyan who was actually the local channel manager and MD. Previously, it was always run by expatriates. At Malchus, obviously I've had a run until the end of 2020 when COVID happened. And I was actually out of the country. I was actually an expatriate for the group based in Dubai, one of the first sub-Saharan Africa to be actually posted into the group executive. But during COVID, I made a reconsideration to actually relocate back. And so at the end of 2020, I exited the Malchus executive life. So in between 2020 and now, I am actually an executive consultant in media, technology, and other management support services. Chair, just to finalize on that one, in terms of how my experience builds into this job, as you notice, I have now worked for nearly 3 decades But half of that period is actually been in media and entertainment. Because MultiChoice is actually a media company. It's a broadcaster, which is one of the sectors we are looking at. And in our case, we actually aggregate products. Services like KBC, which is a state broadcaster, is carried on the MultiChoice platform and given, obviously, reach throughout the country. The one thing I can confirm that is one of the highlights for me, Chair, is the digital migration that eventually happened in 2015. That was a very big shift. As you realize, the shift from analog to digital changed everything until where we are today. And at that stage, we had known and seen what was going on across, and the ITU had actually said Africa was going to migrate. Once we were engaged with the regulator, I took up that to say, I think it's something progressive to support. As I've said, we supported the government through both policy articulation, even in the sessions where engagements were happening, I was on the side.
Omo baba bisa b'ekilinika ega Kenya kuko nigo barari gwika omweli okumugira w'emirimo w'emitiani etatu baba bisa b'ekilinika imeye kaunti ya Makueni eriko libaga asichinkwana gokoreka asekerenga gyokugayana emechando yabo ayigani yago chama ega serikali ya kaunti ya Makueni koikera okwiwana gwokorisia kamati ya bene yirache kaba kegoterera nabayo komorekera ebirero byabo bisabo.
For those officers working under the common cadre establishment, we have given ourselves a timeline of 1 week so that the task force that has been appointed by the county secretary, which is also going to include members of the union, should be able to come out with clear recommendation of the number and forward that again to the board so that such officers should be able to get their alignment to the correct job groups. The next, of course, issue is to look at the budget cost implication for those officers that are in the non-common cadre while aligning them, and of course, at the same time, cure historical injustices for those officers that have stagnated in job groups for a long time since they got into the service.
We have now issues that we expect a response within 1 week, 2 weeks, and 3 weeks respectively. With that understanding, we have extended the 15 days. We will give them 30 days because that's what we want to suspend our strike. 30 days. If these things will now formally be addressed, we will actually, this strike will end there. But if they will not have addressed these issues conclusively, then it means that we will be back after 30 days.
We are looking forward to the blessings of His Excellency the Governor to ensure that now, since the board is willing and the Department of Health is willing, the Governor being the CEO ensures that there is enough budget now to implement this, to sort out the question of
Ayaatekire Chinsa Ikomi TV.
Okuringori gwa kwa komishona b'ekimbe kya IBC nigo kwagenda litskola lero abwase egati abali babagwika bose bekamati obonenki ngamona Farid Abdalla kura Mombasa na boigo Fatma Mohamed kurase county ya Garissa ase kamati yiyobonenki erengete ko bachora abantu batano noyomo abarachikwira mabaga ya komishona b'ekimbe kya IBC.
Prof, I want to pick up from your introductory remarks. And you did tell this panel that you were part of the 2010, or was it 2011, creation of the 200.
2009, 2010. Actually, yes. It went up to 2011.
2011. And you said you are making presentations even before the president and members of parliament. You can
yes.
clarify that again. You said you are making presentations as who now? You are making those presentations as who?
I was a consultant with UNDP, and I was also supporting the work of IBRC.
So were you doing it as Professor Odwal or as a consultant of IBRC?
I did it as Professor Odwal.
Not. So what was the role of IBRC in the process?
No. IRBRC never quite took me to Parliament. What happened is when IRBRC started their work, I was one of the first people invited to be a resource person. And thereafter, UNDP got interested in what I was doing because I'd been invited on the basis of my expertise as somebody in the broad field of surveying and geospatial science. And thereafter, UNDP organized for me, not on my request, on their request, to work with political parties in various fora that they had as a resource person. 1. 2, when Parliament itself organized a committee that was also dealing with boundary delimitation. This committee also invited me as an expert to go and make presentation as a resource person at their
Abantu baneni gobautitie amakweli ase kinyoro kya Shirandala imebunge ya Butula kaunti ya Busia maiga yomote omonene oyoringange nenyomba yasbaringwe kingerera embura otogoka na kogwera enyombeyo embureyo yaringe gotwana boigo okoene kiwakwe embeo entinde nigo boigo yirete obosalia obonene as chinsemecho.
Mvua iliendelea kunyesha juu yangu, nikajaribu kutoka nje. Nilikuwa nimeshikwa na vitu. So na nje nikasikia mama wawili na mtoto msichana. Sasa wakaanza kupiga kelele wakiniita.
Ceiling board pamoja na mawe pamoja na miti zilikuwa zimechanganya na mipira ndani ya varanda hapo. Tukashindwa tunaweza pitia wapi ndio tufike kwa nyumba, kwa maana nje ilikuwa miti imeanguka na mvua mingi.
Nikangangana kuita, nikaita hakuna mtu mwenye anaitika, nikangangana kuita hakuna, nikafika kwa hiyo gate ya mlango imefunguka lakini vitu zote zimeangukia ndani. Sasa nikajua tu mzee amanguka amekufia kwa nyumba ndani, ndio nikaanza kupiga. Na
omugavana we county ya Kakamega Omuske Fernandes Barasa nigachoreko wa Omonyakirogo we kamati y'abanyakirogo we kyama kya ODM kwa Kilchach County Chonsi emerongene na Isano Naibere abase omokonyo ye arabe Sheikh Mohamed Ali cross chinsemo cha North Eastern ekero washira maina abereka gochoro buno muriki we kamati yo.
And what we can promise our members and the outgoing team and our party leadership at the national level, at the NEC and the Central Committee, is that we are going to work under you and with you to make sure that ODM, which is the largest party in Kenya, goes to the next level and the next stage.
We assure our ODM members because we are the people representing the party at the grassroots level. And we are going on our elections at the sub-county level on 7th. We are sure that free and fair election will be done at the grassroots level. As the leadership caucus, we will hit the ground soon and changes will be seen on our party.
Kila mtu, kila region, tumeangalia kila region na kila region tumepea nafasi na sasa chama cha ODM itafanya kazi sana kwa nguvu kwa upande wa machairman.
Mwancho muriaria wana wikira bono to wikira omwerio wa Ayaatekire Chinsa Ikomi ayamunenda mange asinchira yo wikira no to sange chikoraga Chinsa ibire cyo botukuba rero endo twarbo twibero bodigere boro buya eriane Bonface Ongeri.
Aya na Ayaatekire Chinsa Ikomi ya Kisi TV. Sanga na intwe aso mutandao wetera Instagram amona Twitter @Kisii Television, tonyore YouTube na Facebook Kisii TV, twakere esimi wetera 0708 386 041 yanyore onsi